Recording. Okay, now this is taking a hybrid in our online course for the student orientation for e-learners at this point. Now, at this point, one of the big things is knowing what types of courses that you're going to be taking on campus and what courses you're taking online. Now, maybe Tracy, you could type in something for me that whether you're taking an online or a hybrid course, okay, because I can direct things that way. Now, an online course is basically no seat time. You do not come to campus at all. We do have some courses that require maybe a proctored exam. The math courses have those, so you might have to go to a location where you can be proctored for your test. But other than that, you do not need to come to campus at all unless you'd like to meet with your professor. The hybrid courses are when you're dealing with usually it's about a half reduction of seat time, and you usually only meet 1 or twice a week for the course depending on how the course is set up, and you have part of your information that you're working on online as well. So it's kind of a combination of both. Now, course expectations. If you're taking an online course, you are expected to go into the course every week and participate in either a discussion or submit homework or different assignments and things like that, papers, depending on what the assignments are in the course. So it's very important to make sure that you get in there, and your attendance is based on what you submit. It's not based on how many times that you log into the course. Okay, so it's very important with online courses to get in there, get started. Right now the courses have what they call Go Live, and you can actually go into your courses now and see content. Hopefully they will have your course information documents where you can go through and read and find out what textbooks are required, if any software is required, things like that. Obviously you have to have a decent internet connection to be able to participate in an online or a hybrid course, so it's important to make sure that you have that. Usually one of your first assignments in these courses is showing that you understand that and that you have a backup in case your internet goes down at home, or your computer stops working, that you realize that late assignments in some cases are not accepted by certain teachers. So it's very important, again, to get in there, start looking through the courses, get familiar with Blackboard, and start participating in your assignments so that you start getting marked as being present in your course. Now, we are going to go through and I'm going to show you how to get into Blackboard. We're going to take a look at a couple example courses. So we're going to take a look at that. We'll talk about where to find your course calendars within your courses so you can print those out and have those, how to contact your professor, where to find your assignments, and how to get help when you need it. So those are a lot of big issues that you might have getting into your online and hybrid courses. Okay, so at this point I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the college website. Okay, from the college website, to get into Blackboard, you can go into this drop arrow up by quick links and access the Blackboard Learn website from here. Okay, and I was still logged in, so let me get out of it so you can see the login page and everything. Okay, now when you go to the login page for Blackboard, there's some things that you want to become familiar with before you even go in. One of the first things you'll see in there is an Open SUNY student orientation. If you're taking an online course especially, it's a good idea to go into that orientation and take it. If you log in first, you'll still have that exact same icon in the upper left-hand corner, and you can actually enroll in the course and participate in discussions and other activities that are in that online course. That's a great thing to work on before your courses actually start next Tuesday. Okay, so you might want to take a look at that. You also notice that there's a T-Wolves access even before you log into Blackboard. One of the very important things that, coming to NCCC to go to school, make sure you check your T-Wolves. NCCC has gone totally paperless, so once you get your original letter in the mail to let you know that you're enrolled in courses and you're ready to go, you will be checking that T-Wolves on a regular basis. So anything that comes from us is going to go to your T-Wolves account. If your instructor contacts you through the email feature in Blackboard, it's going to go out to that T-Wolves. So it's going to be even more important for you as an online learner to check that account regularly, so you can actually add or access the T-Wolves right from here. Okay, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to log into the course as my online student, so you can see it from the student view. Okay, when you log in, you're going to be using the exact same login credentials as you do for your T-Wolves account. It's the same username and password. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, now like I said, a lot of the same things you'll see once you get into Blackboard. You have what they call modules on your screen. The module going down the center of your screen is the courses module. You have a module for your announcements. You should have one for your messages. And then you have some other modules. You can move these modules around. You can actually turn them off if you don't want to see them. Some of them are locked in, so you actually cannot turn them off. Okay, for an example, you can't turn off the courses module. Okay, again, there's that T-Wolves link to get in and get your email. You can do it right from here, or you can do it from the college homepage as well. If you haven't logged in, I recommend that you do it right away. Okay. All right, now also getting help is going to be a big thing, and one of the things is we are actually supported by SUNY, and you can go in and you can call Open SUNY and get help in Blackboard. For an example, if for some reason you get into a course this week and you realize the course is empty, and any of our online and hybrid courses should have content in them, so at this point if you have a problem and you think something should be there and it's not, go in and give the Open SUNY a call. They have a 1-800 number right here for you to call. If for any reason it's after hours for their open times, you can go in and click on this submit a help desk request, and you can go in and say, okay, my test, make sure you're very specific in such and such a course in this section. Maybe even give them the instructor's name if you can. This course, maybe the test is not showing. They said it should be showing after midnight tonight and I'm not seeing it. Contact them and let them know, and then they can contact us or the instructor and let them know that maybe that they have the wrong dates on the open for the test or something like that. Okay, now so from this screen here you're going to access all your courses. You also are going to access your organizations from here, and everybody as a student should be in at least 1 or 2 organizations. You should be in the Blackboard or NCCC Blackboard student group, so you should see that in there. You should also all be part of the NCCC e-learning student group. Now my groups are a little bit different because I'm a faculty member and it's showing my faculty groups in here. So it's a good idea to check those, see what's going on. Now over in the announcements on the right hand side, it's not like it was an Angel. If you were an Angel user, you actually have to open up an announcement to be able to read it. So I can see over here I'm in a couple of courses. I can see in this law course I have an announcement, and I can click on that announcement and open it up. Okay, and then I could come back to my institution and enter the course or do whatever I need to do. Okay, for those of you that just came in, you can open up your panel on the right hand side to be able to, in fact I can display it in case somebody hasn't seen it. Let me go back. Okay, you should see something like this. If it's collapsed, this red arrow here on the side, oh, let me go back again. There's a red arrow in the upper left hand corner. If you click on it, it will expand it, and then you can type something into the chat area. Okay, so if you have any questions while I'm going through the presentation, you can always go back to that and expand it. Okay, now on your screen in your upper right hand corner you have a set of tabs going across the top, and right now you're in your My Institution if you're looking at your screen the same time I am. You also have courses. The courses will actually show you just a list of courses that you're registered for. Check those courses, make sure that you actually have them listed. If you don't, let us know, and I'll show you how to contact us later on in the presentation. The communities, that's another area where you're going to see your organizations that you're members of. Okay, content collection. If you were an Angel user, this is where you would upload a file so you could keep track of files that you were using in your courses. It's kind of a file storage area. Because I'm actually in here as a test student, I don't have it showing. Actually, let me see if I can jump in as myself here, so at least you can see the screen. Okay. Okay, so if I go in the content collection here, you can actually upload files in here and use them for file storage. So if you're on campus and you don't have a jump drive with you and you're working on a project in a classroom, you can actually go in and upload a file in here and use it for file storage. And then you could download it from here and on your computer at home or whatever you're doing. Okay. All right, so let me go back here. And the last tab going across your top is your resources and policies. And in your resources and policies, again, you're going to see that Open SUNY student orientation that you can go in. You can actually enroll in this orientation and actually participate in it as if it were an online course. It is highly recommended if you're taking anything on, an online course or hybrid course, to go through this and actually participate in the discussions and take the tests and things like that, just to become familiar with Blackboard. Okay, here's your Open SUNY information again if you wanted to go ahead and call them if you had questions about Blackboard or put in a help desk request. Open SUNY does have night and weekend hours when we're closed, so it's a good way to get help in Blackboard. Okay, do not contact them if you forget your password. You need to go through the OIT help desk to reset a password. Okay, and remember, your passwords are the same thing as your T-Wolves accounts. We also have the student resources in here and the NCCC policies. So if you have information that you need to know about the college, you can go in and check to see, any of these links will take you into the college websites that correlate with these. Okay, so that's another area where you can work. All right, also in your upper right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see your name. And later on, you can actually go in and add a picture of yourself, so the avatar will actually show you. And this is what they call the global navigation of Blackboard. And if you go into the global navigation, you have actually access to your courses from here. You can access all your grades. You can actually look at all the discussion posts from all your courses if you're taking several online courses and you're using the discussion area. You can also go in and check out the calendar in here. Now, the calendar feature in this global navigation is actually going to show you information from all your courses. If any of your instructors are using due dates in Blackboard, you'll see the due dates of these items in your calendars. Okay, and you'll notice over on the left hand side I actually have all the things color coded. So if I saw something in a dark green over in my calendar, that would let me know that that's for my PowerPoint class. Okay, or my Principles to Security, I should say. Okay, and I'm going to go back to the My Institution here. Okay, now what I want to do at this point, I'm actually going to unmute everybody, and if anybody has a question, if you have a microphone, you can actually ask it. You can also type in something into the chat area. So does anybody have any questions at this point?
No, not really.
No?
Not yet.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mute everybody again. Okay, and if you do have any questions as we're going through, then you can type it in that chat area. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into a course. I'm going to show you a couple different courses and how they might be laid out. So let me go into this one here. Okay, now this is an online course. Hopefully your instructor has given you either an announcement to help you get started, or they might actually have a Start Here option. Okay, and in this one here, the Start Here, it actually describes to the students what they need to do to get started in the course. Okay, and I think I saw a question from somebody on how to communicate with your instructor, and we are going to talk about that. Okay, so let's hold off on that for a second and let's finish talking about the course menu, and then I'll show you how to do that. So in your course menu, you should have a home page which will actually have the announcements for your course in there. Some of the instructors have actually turned off everything but the announcements. Other ones you will actually have the My Tasks, the What's New, things like that that needs attention. Now, I will tell you that unless your instructor is actually setting up due dates on things, you will not see them in the What's New or To Do. Okay, so do not depend on this screen 100% as to what's due in your courses at what time. Okay, now I have a separate, I'm actually showing you my course right now, I actually have a separate section with course information and syllabus information. Now, what you want to do is check out your courses. More than likely you have a content area. It might be called Learning Modules Content. It might just be called Content. Check that out and see if you have a folder called Course Information Documents. And that's where a lot of the instructors will have basically their electronic version of a syllabus. How you're going to contact them, the course calendar, the student learning outcomes, things like that. I also have in there a course schedule link, so you want to look for that information within your course information documents. So it's a good idea to print that out and have that as a guide to tell you when due dates are in the course. Remember, all courses require weekly assignments, weekly activities, so that you are actually being, you have things that are due every single week. So it's a good thing to check that. Your textbook requirements, so check that and see if a book is required for the course. Online courses sometimes require books, sometimes they don't, so it's important for you to check that. Okay, now the question about communicating with your faculty or your instructors. Hopefully everybody has at least a couple of ways to communicate within their course. Now again, in your course information documents, they have given you some kind of contact information. Now, in the contact information, they should give you an email, so you can email them. If they give you a phone number, you can contact them through that phone number. If they are telling you that the only way they're going to let you contact them is through the through the course message center, okay, that means you actually have to go into the course and access the message center in the menu on the left-hand side. Now, I don't have the message center in my course here, but let me go in and see if I can find another course that I can show you. Okay, now this one also has a send email feature. Now, let me show you what it might look like if you do have it. Okay, I'm actually going to, hold on, I'm going to go into my course and I'll change it so you can see what it looks like. Okay, now I'm not seeing it. Okay. But you will see a link on the left-hand side of your course that might say Message Center, or it might say Course Messages. And that would be one way that you'd be able to go in and contact your professor. And that stays within the course. So they actually have to go into the course to be able to be a part of that course or actually read any of those messages, and it will actually stay within the course. Now, if your instructor has an option for emailing them, Okay, now the email feature is a outside source that will actually take any emails that are sent through Blackboard. It will actually send them to the students' T-Wolves, and it will go out to the instructors' Outlook accounts. So what's going to happen is if you come in here, and let's say you're going to do send an email. Okay, I want to go in and I want to email all my instructors on this course. So I'm going to pick all instructors. And you can see that the instructors in the course is myself and Christina is in there as an instructor. So you can put in a subject line and a message and you can submit it. Now what's going to happen is that's going to go out to the instructor's Outlook account and they're going to respond to it. Now you are actually going to go to your T-Wolves account to be able to read that message. So make sure that you check your T-Wolves often. Okay, so what I just did was, just to recap, I went into the email feature in Blackboard, and when I go in the email feature I have all these options. You can actually email all the users in the course if you had a question that you wanted to send out to them. If you do just students, it will just go to the students, or you can select specific users or the instructor. If you do select a specific user, you can grab one person and move them over to the right, put in a subject line, and then put in your message and then submit it. Okay, so that's one way that you can go in and communicate with your students in the course. Okay, and your professor. All right, now hopefully that answered your question. All right, so at this point the big thing is getting into your course. Go through, read your course information document, see what they want you to do to get started in the course. Go out to that My Institution, take the, go through the Open SUNY help desk and take that course. Now if I go into that course right now, to actually participate in it, I actually want to enroll in it. There should be an option down below to actually enroll in the course. Okay, now because of the way that I'm signed in, it's probably not giving me that option. Okay, and they have it kind of laid out just like it would be in a online course. Okay, now the other help we talked about is going in and getting Open SUNY help. Okay, now what I want to do is I also want to go back in and I want to show you how to go in and submit an assignment. So I'm going to go back into one of my courses here. Let me go into this one. Okay, now an area that I also have for my students to get help is I have an Ask the Question area, and it's a discussion. So my students need to immediately need to go on and know how to use discussions in courses. So I'm going to go into a discussion in here. Oh, it's not going to give me the option. Let me grab a different course. Okay, so here's a discussion right here. I'm going to go in the Introduce Myself one. Okay, now I can see that other people have already participated in the discussion. If you're going to go in and participate in the discussion or ask a question, what you would do is create a thread. So when I go in to create a thread, I'm going to put in okay, and then what you would do is if you had maybe your instructor requires that you upload an attachment, you can actually browse your computer and attach a file to this if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and submit this. Okay, so now you can see my post in here and it tells me who I am. Now as a student, if you go in and you read somebody else's post, okay, I can go in and reply to that. If I do a quote, it will actually grab the text that they've used and I can reply to that. And you can see that when I did the quote, it actually pulled in what they had originally written. So if you want to do that, you can do that as well. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and submit that. Then I scroll down the bottom and hit OK. That will bring me back out to basically the display screen. Now, one of the things you might want to do in here is go to Tree View. In your upper right-hand corner, you have a List View option, and you also have Tree View. And the Tree View will actually let you see the main posts, and then underneath it, it will let you see if somebody's actually replied to those posts. If things are still bold underneath the author, that means you have not read those posts yet. So it's kind of letting you know if you have some information there you still need to go in and read. Okay. Now I could also, remember that global navigation in the upper right hand corner, if I would go up to that and go into the posts area, I can actually see posts that have been sent out there since I read them last. Okay, and you can actually reply to them right from here if you wanted to. You can actually go in and see all the posts from all your courses. Okay, right in here. All right, so I'm going to jump back into my course again. Oh, I actually want to go to a different one so we can do some more work here. Okay, so I'm going to go back in the learning modules again. And if I want to go in and if you have a quiz to take, now pay close attention to a quiz. It's going to let you know how much time you have in there if there's any time restrictions. It's also going to let you know if you have multiple attempts to the quiz, things like that. And once you begin it, now this one here has no time on it. It does have a forced completion to it so that when if I were to log out, it would automatically submit it for me, hopefully. And if there was a timing on it, it should automatically force the completion at the end of the time as well. So it's important to pay attention to those. So I could go in and begin the quiz. It's telling me I already completed all my attempts on this quiz, so I can't go any further. So I don't have an option for that one. Okay, now let's say you have an assignment where they actually want you to upload a file, or you are going to submit a written assignment. This is going to, what the icon's going to look like here on the side. Okay, so you can see over here. And if I go into the assignment, okay, it's going to tell me how many possible points I have. I'm going to see the information about the assignment. Now, depending on what your instructor wants, if they want you to actually submit a file, you want to make sure that it's in the correct file format. Some of them want you to put them in as a rich text. Some of them want you to put them in as a Word document. Okay, so it's important to make sure that you submit your file the right way. Some of them will actually ask you to actually write in the submission box. So if they just want you to answer it, you would open up this Write Submission area here, and you would write your information in here. Now, don't put your submission down in this comment area. This comment area is not going to be seen by your instructor. So make sure that you write it in the written submission area. Okay. Now, if they want you to upload a file, you're going to do a browse your computer. You're going to locate the file on your computer and upload it. So I'm just going to grab something from here if I can find a Word file. Okay, and I can see that the file's been added here, and it's a .dox, and I can see up above that that's an OK file for me to attach, and then I can submit it. Okay, once you submit it, it will let you actually see what was submitted. You'll see the file over on the right hand side, so it's always a good idea to check to make sure that you uploaded the right file. We often will get students that will save different versions of their files and they upload the wrong one, and then the professor's not real happy with having to try to go back in and regrade something. Okay, now this is also the same place where you would come in if your instructor gave you feedback for this. So if I go back out to my course here, if my instructor actually graded that assignment, I would go back into that written assignment again, and when it would pop up, it would actually show me the markups on the page that the instructor had, and if there was any feedback, it would show up on the right hand side. Okay, you can also go in and see, and then this one's telling me that my attempt is late, so you can check that out as well. Okay. So that's how you can go in and submit a written assignment. You can post to a discussion, and you can actually attach a file to an assignment. Okay, now another area that hopefully your instructor is going to give you access to is the My Grades. All right, so if you go into the My Grades area in any of your courses, if they're using the Grade Center, not all of them are going to use the Grade Center. But if I go into that, I can actually see my grades. If I have a comment, there'll be a little balloon in front of my grade, so I can click on the balloon and it will actually display my comment for me. If they just made a real short feedback, it might be in this last activity area. You might see it in here as well. If you see a yellow exclamation point, that means you submitted your work, but they still haven't graded it yet. If you see something like this that says in progress, that's letting me know that maybe I haven't quite finished something to its fullest extent. So maybe I had a test that I had multiple attempts to, and maybe I'm in the middle of the test. I can check it here and see that I haven't finished it. Or maybe it's a discussion and my discussion requires 3 posts. They might have it set up so that it's not going to tell me it needs grading until you've submitted at least 3 posts to that particular discussion. Things like that. If you have rubrics, you might want to go over to the side here and open up any of these links on the left-hand side. Okay? So it's always a good idea to check those. Now I can actually go in and see what I've actually submitted as that student in here. Okay, so if this is also a good way to check to see if you've submitted assignments, what you submitted, things like that. Okay, if there's a rubric, there'll be a rubric link and you'll be able to click on that and see how the instructor is going to grade you. And some of them you can actually look at the rubrics before you even start, so it's always a good idea to check your grade center even before you start an assignment so you can see that rubric. Okay, and I recommend that you print it out. Okay. Again, what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to open up the mics, and if any of you have any questions, does anybody have any questions about looking at their grades, things like that? No?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay, great. All right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody again. Okay, now, so at this point, one of the big things is making sure that you get into the course, get used to how it's laid out, go in and read through those course information documents, make sure if they have a course schedule in there, print that out so you know when things are due. Also, in a lot of courses, you're going to want to check the modules to see if they have extra information about what's due when. Okay, so for an example, let me get into my presentation course again. I think I have it locked up, so let me go into my view. Okay, now within each one of the modules you'll often see a what's due when at the top of the module. So you're going to want to check that. And in the what's due when, and for an example in mine, I actually have it laid out to let the students know when each post is actually due. Okay, and I can see that I haven't updated some things in my course yet. But the first post is due maybe the first couple of days of that the module is open. Then each additional post is due later on in the module. And the reason why I do that is because discussions are just that. They're meant for us to talk to each other within the courses. So it's always important to make sure that you check that what's due in, see if there's different due dates for different parts of the assignment within each one of the modules. Okay, so double check that when you go into your courses. All right. Now, another thing that's in your menu in all your courses, you should have some kind of help in here. Now, the help that's in there is the Blackboard Help. Now, the Blackboard Help will actually put you into a video group of Blackboard videos that are on YouTube, and you can actually go in, like if, let's say for an example, you have a journal that you have to do in the course and you have no idea how to participate in a journal. You could go into this Blackboard Help and you can actually do a search and look through the videos, and this is what it's going to look like. So if I wanted to find out about journals, okay, I can see that there's a video in here that was just created, or a document just created in the last 4 months. I can go in and watch a tutorial on how to participate in this journal. So it's always a good idea to check out the help screens and see what's available in there. Okay, so those are in all your courses. You should have some kind of help feature on the left-hand side of your course. Okay, now another thing that we've added to all of the online courses is an e-learning student support specialist link. And if you go into that, you'll notice our student support specialist, which is Christina, and we have information on how to get a hold of her, how to get help. We also have links to our e-learning student blog, and you can actually follow her on Twitter as well. Then we also have our student orientation dates if you want to get deeper into those and take more classes on how to participate in online courses, things like that. And then we have more Blackboard training. So if you actually want to come in and take a training session in Blackboard and actually sit in front of the computers, you can do that as well. Okay, so at this point, I think we've hit on all the topics of what we wanted to get into today. And okay, and getting help. At this point, one of the things that I would do is put in our student supports staff phone number in there, which is the 716-614-6488 number. Put that right into your cell phones. That way, if you're somewhere out and you're trying to work on a course, you can do that and give us a call. And if you're having any problems, if you're on campus, you can stop by the 4th floor of our the library and come and visit us and get questions or answers to your questions. Okay, so at this point I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up the mics again and see if anybody, if you were looking at your courses and you want to see or ask a specific question. Okay, does anybody have nobody?
Not right at this moment.
Okay. All right. Like I said, the big thing is knowing how to get a hold of us, knowing how to get help within Blackboard, things like that. And actually, okay. Have you guys had a chance to go in and look at your courses?
No.
Okay. All right. So that will be your job of today, and all your online courses should have content right now. And you should be able to at least go in and see your course information documents and start reading through those. See how, what you're going to need for your course to get started. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So there's no questions from anybody?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So somebody just arrived and we're done at this point. I'm going to be putting out the recording. So that, let me mute so you can hear me without the echo. I will be putting this recording out there, so if anybody just came in and they want to go back and watch the recording, I'll put that on the e-learning website. Okay? So if you have any questions, please contact us. Here's our contact information again. And, we're here to help you. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and stop the